Human fruit model Nika. In Japanese, that's the Hito no Mi model Nika. The current user is Monkey D. Luffy. With this fruit, you become the warrior of liberation, sun god Nika. And yeah, you know how it goes, the reality bending powers, stretchy stuff, extra durability, the cartoon skills. Yes, it's endless. So the Nika fruit, one reason I love this one, I can't even lie. I love this fruit is because, so this name, Nika, some of them man them. This is the man them in US now. So anyone black, I call them man them, except Jamaicans. Yeah, other than Jamaicans, I'm gonna call black people in the diaspora man them. So I'm also gonna be explaining where, how the anime culture and the slang and the stuff, how the dots are connected. But anyway, we're gonna go with Nika, right? So the man them have this thing when they say, cause Nika is close to nigga, it's like, yeah, that's my nigga, so that's my Nika. So some of the man them online saying that, yeah, that Nika fruit, Luffy's that Nika, that sun god Nika. I'm joking, no. More like, yeah, the Nika fruit. The other ones were a push. So basically, Luffy's that Nika, Luffy's that sun god Nika, and yeah, crazy power levels. One of the main questions I always have is, have there been 3 main users? One being Luffy, other being Joy Boy, and the one previously being the actual person, Nika. But I think because people's minds and wills and spirits create devil fruits, their wishes and whatnot, because they create devil fruits, did the person Nika eat a fruit that was created by the people's wishes who wanted someone with unbelievable power to change the world and change reality? Or was there no person at all and then people just thought of the hero they wanted and then someone ate the fruit to become Nika? But where would that name Nika come from anyway? But yeah, that's a sick fruit. Probably one of the strongest in the verse right now. When I first saw the Nika fruit out, like the first few panels and first episode of it, I thought, is it going to be too silly is it going to lose some of the intensity and just the vibes, the action vibes of One Piece? But no, even with the ridiculous powers, it still keeps up the mad scaling, the power level, and yeah, crazy power levels. One of the main questions I always have is, have there been 3 main users? One being Luffy, other being Joy Boy, and the one previously being the actual person, Nika. But I think because people model Daibutsu, that's the great Buddha. In Japanese, it's the Hito no Mi model Daibutsu. The current user is Sengoku. With this fruit, you gain the giant golden Buddha form and you get shockwave based attacks and immense physical power. But the question I have about those shockwave based attacks is, do those come from haki, or is it just the air pressure from the strength of the punches or attacks that Sengoku can do? Also, that form is bigger than I thought. When I checked the scaling, even though he was squaring up with like almost him and an entire Blackbeard crew, it's almost like the entire mass or their height, other than Wolf Sangang Wolf, I think his name is, the big giant. His complete mass as the giant Buddha form was equal to the crew. And we know Blackbeard is a big guy. He's bigger than Luffy, than Kaido and Big Mom. But yeah, the Daibutsu, crazy power. I wonder what other characters would look like with the Daibutsu power. Power scaling, where would I put him? I would put like Sengoku maybe underneath like a Yonko, underneath a Rayleigh level, but still over the first commanders like Katakuri and King and Queen. I'll put him maybe around Scopper Gaban's level. Next is the fish fruit model Azura Dragon. In Japanese, that's the Ua no Mi model Shiryu. The current user is Kaido. Yes, so with this fruit, you become the Eastern Dragon deity and you gain flight via flame clouds, elemental breath with a borrow breath, near indestructible body, ability to change the weather, cause cataclysms, gusts of wind, do those flying slash attacks. I like all the forms with this fruit: human form, hybrid form. Again, so thinking of hybrid form, I wonder if Luffy has a hybrid form. Maybe he's permanently in this hybrid form because his body is always malleable. He can manipulate it. But anyway, back to the Azure Dragon fruit. Yeah, all the forms are cold. And it makes me wonder, this and a few other fruit, because people's thoughts and wishes make fruits come into existence, I wonder these fruits that are themed to certain cultures, for example the Azure dragon, to the ancient to traditional Japanese culture, was it an ancient Wano society that created the fruit? And yeah, other ones like the phoenix, what culture, where did the phoenix come from? Who are the first people we know to revere sun god Nika? That would be like Shandorians, the sky people. Maybe the Shandorians are the ones who birthed the idea of the sun god. But yeah, it makes you think, do geographical ideas, cultural ideas, have a influence on the creation of devil fruits? Yeah, all of Kaido's forms are called. Next up is the bird fruit model phoenix. In Japanese, it's the Tori Tori no Mi model phoenix. The current user is Marco the Phoenix. With this power, you gain the mythical powers of a phoenix and regeneration through blue flames, flight, and extreme endurance. At some points, even seems like he's a Logia. We've seen attacks pass through him. I'm guessing if the attack doesn't have enough haki on it, then you can't hurt him, even though he's a Zoan type, not a Logia type. Power scaling wise, I would give Marco over King and Queen still, maybe underneath a Sengoku, but over King and Queen. Yeah, even though he was fighting them 2-on-1 and he did say it was really tough work, if he had to go 1-on-1 and all out, I do think he will come out on top. Marco, entire moveset, watching the compilation of his moveset from Marineford and even in Wano, very clean, very cool moves. Seeing the healing powers, ability to stop, to counteract against the poison that Queen released. So yeah, very versatile fruit and powerful, and just looks cool. Next is the dog fruit model Okuchi no Makami. The current user is Yamato. This fruit gain gives you the power to become the guardian wolf deity of Wano. You gain ice powers, divine durability, and you become the symbol of protection. I like all the forms again with Yamato on this fruit. The full dog form, she used it to move around in Onigashima when she was in an emergency trying to get to the lower levels to stop the explosion. So that shows that there's a speed advantage compared to the other forms. The hybrid form was called, sometimes I wonder, does being in the other forms take energy? Or, but then again, with someone like who's the news agent, man, the Jari one that's always selling lies, but you know, that journalist. Anyway, he's always in his zone form and he doesn't seem to be fatigued from doing that. So that's interesting to see that maybe it doesn't take any energy at all to switch between forms. Yeah, the ice powers are called. Power level, for me, I have Yamato above Zoro, mainly because she could fight against Kaido 101. But okay, fair enough with the Kaido fight, that's a father fighting his daughter, so he's holding back. But I also think if he wanted to just KO her and just like, yo, just go one side and relax, then he would have if he could have. Have we seen Yamato fight anyone stronger than Zoro? No, that's a spar with Ace. Yamato and this fruit, very cool combination. Yeah, all the fight scenes she's been involved with, from fighting against, from knocking out, like, who was it? X-Drake, fights with Kaido, early scrap with Luffy, I believe, fight Apu as well. Next up is the dog fruit model nine-tailed fox. The current user is Katarina Devon. This devil fruit gives you the power to become a legendary kitsune spirit, perfect shapeshifting and impersonation abilities. Now again, with this power, I'm thinking if this one, maybe not inverse, if it is inverse based on ancient Japanese culture, then maybe it's another one that came from Wano. Or if it's not based on inverse cultures, then because of Oda being Japanese in general, his reference for beings that can shapeshift would be a kitsune, and maybe that's the reason why it's there. If it was like a Western creator who made a comic and they had someone with a shapeshifting power, maybe they'll make it like a skinwalker, or what, like is it a Baba Yaga, what do they call it? Or can vampire shapeshift? No. Or just call a shapeshifter. Haven't seen many of her attacks, mod and moveset. We've seen a mixture of the form. I think she had some tails out when the flashback showed how Moria was captured when she pretended to be Absalom. But other than that, yeah, cool design. I would like to see her find more powers from the nine-tailed fox. Also, if you can copy people perfectly, then can you copy people's specific traits? For example, if you're Jinbei, can you copy his fishman karate, because you know that as a fishman, that's him learning those special moves? Or can you speak to communicate with fish if you were Jinbei? Well, yeah, let's move on. Next on the list is the snake fruit model Yamata no Orochi. The current user is Kurozumi Orochi. This devil fruit gives you the power to become an 8-headed serpent god, dragon, snake type thing, lizard, scaly thing, and you gain multiple lives represented by each head. We've seen this in effect. He was killed by Kaido, killed by either Kyoshiro or Kinemon, one of those. And killed by Momonosuke's sister is... Yeah, but she got killed by Momonosuke's sister. I also wonder with this fruit, because we know that Orochi, his face is just toasted, then his dragon form also had a toasted face. But I wonder if your dragon design depends on you, just each individual, and the size as well, because as for size wise, that's like some tiny dragon, man. Even even that big, nothing compared to Kaido or Momonosuke, style wise, character design wise, or size wise, or power wise, or nothing. In fact, I even feel like the dragon from Punk Hazard that Zoro and them man chopped up and ate would beat Orochi in a one-on-one fight, and maybe even has a cooler design. Sorry, bro. Next and final one on this list is the human fruit model on Yudo. In Japanese, this is the Hito no Mi model on Yudo, and the current user is Onimaru. This fruit gives you the power to become a giant monk yokai from Japanese folklore. Transformation between fox and monk forms. Now, from my understanding, the fox ate the fruit and gained the giant monk form. And I also wonder, the intelligence that he shows in the monk form, ability to speak, having the whole mission to gain back the samurai sword. Did the fox have intelligence to think on that level before becoming a fox, but just couldn't communicate? Or was it just the fruit that gave him that that intelligence? Also, we haven't seen any hybrid forms, just a straight monk form. Or maybe fruits like this and the Buddha fruit. Maybe because they aren't animals you become, mythical animals, it's just normal humans, there is no hybrid form. Power level wise, I will put him probably, I think Onimaru beats Tashigi. Does Onimaru beat Usopp? Something's telling me yes, you know. That determination is crazy. I haven't seen Usopp beat anyone that strong, one-on-one. But yeah, there you go. Mythical Zoan type fruits in One Piece.